Well, welcome back to the show. A pig trail, of course, wouldn't be complete without hearing from our Hoops insider, Kevin McPherson. Kevin joining us on the phone. And Kevin, your initial reaction to Arkansas as the 4 seed against Vermont?
First of all, I think the seeding for Arkansas is absolutely appropriate. This is a team that, finished net 20, couldn't crack that get inside that net top 20. But look, ranked in the top 15, and when you look at a 4 seed, you're being told you're somewhere in that number 13 and number 16 range in college basketball as far as the NCAA tournament committee is concerned. So I think that this is a fair seeding for Arkansas, winning 15 of its last 18 games. When you look at that stretch, it wasn't just the amount, the volume of wins, it's how Arkansas won games. It started on the defensive end. The Razorbacks were 6-1 against the net top 20 in that stretch, 4-1 against AP top 25 ranked teams, and they went 3-1 against the 3 teams from the SEC that finished 1, 2, and 3, and that was against Auburn, Tennessee, and Kentucky. The lone loss being at Tennessee. So when you look at Arkansas's resume, I think Arkansas is worthy of it. Now, Vermont, winners of the American East Conference, 17-1 in that league, won the conference tournament. 0-2 against high major teams this year. They had one common opponent, Northern Iowa. Both teams beat Northern Iowa. But the thing that stands out to me is this is a Vermont team that's going to be capable of pulling off one of those first-round upsets. 3 NCAA tournaments in the last 6 years. If you go back to 2005, I know that's 17 years ago, they got famous, Vermont did, for upsetting at that time number 4 seed Syracuse. So this is a program that's tasted success in the NCAA tournament, not nearly as much as Arkansas, but in the NCAA tournament, anything can happen. We saw Colgate last year as a 15 seed. Arkansas was a 3 seed. Take a double-digit lead early. Arkansas fought back and won that game. Oral Roberts, the 15 seed in the Sweet 16, took a double-digit lead. Arkansas fought back. So these teams seated in those areas can be problematic. So Arkansas is not going to take anything for granted. Eric Musselman won't, as he plans for Arkansas to play the Catamounts in the first round on Thursday in Buffalo, New York, which is interesting, right?
Yeah.
West region, first playing sites in Buffalo.
Yeah. Ooh, that just makes me cold. I'm shivering already thinking about the Buffalo weather. Let's look at the women now. They are going to go play Utah down in Austin. What do you think about the women's chances of moving on to possibly maybe facing the Texas Longhorns?
Yeah, I think Arkansas's got a shot. This Arkansas team has, when you look at the record, you got to understand there's youth there. Amber Ramirez is the steady hand, the player that gets hot for Arkansas at the right times, going back to her home state. You guys talked about in the previous segment, Texas, that possibility of an LSU. So you've got different things in play here for Arkansas fans to be excited about. But even though this team is young, there's a lot of talent in the youth. When you look at Sasha Goforth, Jersey Wolfenbarger, the freshman of the year in the SEC, Spencer, Michaela Daniels, you've got, good players in that lineup, in that top 5. Arkansas's depth maybe not where they'd like it to be in the postseason. Some of the, when you get to this part of the season, there's so many good teams. And so I think Arkansas is going to have its chances, even as a 10 seed, to maybe spring a surprise. At least in the first round, they're going to have a chance against Utah. Then we'll see what the matchups are moving forward.
Yeah, no, and I know you also want to give a quick shout-out to Darian Ford and Nick Smith Jr. winning state titles this weekend.
State titles. Nick Smith Jr. wasted no time after winning his on Thursday night. North Little Rock beat Bentonville. He had 25 points. MVP. The next night he was in Los Angeles at the Crypto.com arena to see LeBron James score 50 points in an NBA game. He got to meet him after the game. And then Darian Ford, 29 points on Saturday as Magnolia beat a good Blytheville team. He was also the MVP. So these young men now, their next step, playing when it matters, when it counts, will be in a few months when they move to Fayetteville, and they'll be on the Hill as part of the Razorbacks team going into 22-23.
Yeah, it'll be really fun, and you know what? I'm pretty sure they're going to be watching this Arkansas run through the NCAA tournament as well. Kevin McPherson on the phone with us. Always a pleasure to talk basketball with you. Kevin will, of course, check up with you hopefully next Sunday when we're talking about a Sweet 16 appearance. Kevin, thank you. Have a good one.